Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am here with a new lecture. Now, this video is very much useful for all the UGC NET aspirants. This will be helpful for paper 1 and teaching aptitude. And for today, the lecture is on forms of education. There are three different types of forms of education. They are formal education, informal education, and non-informal education. Now, this lecture will be very much useful for all the education related exams. Let's start. First is formal education. Formal education, it is a pre-planned and organized, specifically provided in schools, colleges and universities. क्या होती हैं ये? पहले से प्लान्ड एंड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड वे में ये एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड की जाती है, जो कि हमें स्कूल, कॉलेजेस और यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में प्रोवाइड होते हैं. नाउ जो यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में टीचर्स होते हैं या स्कूल्स या कॉलेजेस में, ये काफ़ी हाईली क्वालिफाइड और ट्रेंड होते हैं, राइट. नेक्स्ट, इट इज़ वेल डिफाइंड curriculum. You must have seen your teachers preparing lesson plans. That is called well defined. ठीक है, कि उनको कितने दिन में कौन से लेक्चर्स को ख़त्म करना है, कौन से सब्जेक्ट्स को ख़त्म करना है, कौन से चैप्टर्स को ख़त्म करना है. सो दे प्रिपेयर अ वेल डिफाइंड करिकुलम. नेक्स्ट इज ऑब्जर्व्स स्ट्रिक्ट डिसिप्लिन. बिकॉज यू आर in school, colleges or universities, you have to follow some rules and regulations. That is why we say that in formal education we observe strict discipline. Now, the formal education, we receive formal education at different levels. So, like primary, middle, secondary, higher secondary, graduate, postgraduate, and doctorate. Next is informal education. Now, informal education, what is informal education? Informal education says that it is not pre-planned and बट इनडायरेक्ट एंड स्पॉन्टेनियस. मतलब कि इनडायरेक्ट होती है, प्री प्लान नहीं होती है, ठीक है, और एट स्पॉट, ऑन स्पॉट, ठीक है. जैसे कि हम कभी गलतियाँ करते हैं तो हमारे जो पेरेंट्स होते हैं, ठीक है, हमारे जो रिलेटिव्स होते हैं, हमारे जो एल्डर्स होते हैं, दे यूज टू गिव अस प्रॉपर फिलोसफी और एनी काइंड ऑफ, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड ऑन स्पॉट. ठीक है, जब आपको कोई एजुकेशन या कोई ऐसी नॉलेज जो ऑन स्पॉट प्रोवाइड की जाती है, दैट इज़ इनफॉर्मल एजुकेशन. Now, informal education is not derived from classroom or schools or colleges. This is something which we receive in day-to-day activities from our experiences of life and by living in a family or a community. Now here, the parents are first informal teachers. Of course, when you are living in a family, the parents, your relatives, your brother, your elder siblings, and everyone are informal teachers for you, and home is your first classroom. Next one is non-informal education, right? Now we have studied about formal education and informal education. Non-formal education is something that falls between formal and informal education. That means it follows the criteria of both of the forms, right? It is an open system of education without rigid rules. That is distance education, right? If we are any pursuing any degrees or any course from a distance education, that is called open system of education. Now there you do not have to follow some rigid rules. So we say that it is, they have some criteria of no informal education. Now it is planned and systematically implemented, which is a criteria of formal education, right? It is a flexible system, quite flexible. Students, you can follow the education system of the universities, as well as if they want to learn something from the environment or extra knowledge, they can do that also. So non formal education is that form of education which have the criteria of both informal and formal. At last, it is very well said by the educationist, that is George. A child educated only at school is an uneducated child. So here I complete my video. See you in the next lecture. Till then, please stay safe. Like and subscribe my channel for sure.